Hello, Garage Squad. Welcome to my home in Bowling Green, Kentucky, home of Corvette Factory, the Corvette Museum, Beach Bend Park, and many other things that I'm sure you will enjoy when you come to help me out. My name is Dick Larkin, and I want to tell you about my 1967 Buick GS 400, or should I say, my mom's 1967 Buick GS 400. We've had this car in our family since it was brand new. And let me tell you a little bit of the story about it. But first I'll tell you a little bit about my mom. My mom was a hard-working lady. She went through a divorce. She was a single parent that raised three boys, myself and my two older brothers. And she was pretty much the mom for the neighborhood. She was very well loved and respected by everyone in the neighborhood. Well, in the divorce settlement, she ended up with a 1949 Ford. And it wasn't real dependable. It broke down a lot, paper locked a lot, and we would be most times sitting on the side of the road waiting for somebody to come or just to start back up again. So my mom wanted dependable transportation, and she wanted a Buick. She would even, she loved Buicks. She would sing the Buick song in the morning when it was on the radio. Wouldn't you really rather have the Buick? I didn't do it justice, but she sure did. And but at the same time, she didn't want to borrow money. Any major purchase, she would pay cash for it. So she saved her money up. So one morning, my mom came to us as we were eating breakfast, and she said, "This weekend, let's go down to the Buick dealer and see what they have. I think I have enough money to buy a new car." So Saturday morning, we loaded up in the old Ford and we headed downtown Lexington to Glen Buick. And as we walked in the showroom floor, there were many cars on the showroom floor, but one right in the middle was a maroon with a white top Grand Sport GS 400 1967. My mom turned to us and said, "What do you boys like?" Well, we naturally said, "Well, we like that one," pointing at the 67 Buick. And she goes, "You know, I do too. That car is beautiful." So she went over to the dealer or to the salesman and said, "Sir, I'd like to buy that car right now." And she wrote a check for it, and we drove it home. So we had that car. We enjoyed it. My mom loved it. Us boys, we actually enjoyed it quite a bit because it was pretty sporty and pretty fast. And I was 15 at the time. When I turned 16, I got to drive it quite a bit when my mom wasn't using it to go get groceries or go to the beauty shop. That's about all she did. She's the little old lady that only drove it a few miles back and forth every day. I think the car only has 79,000 miles on it right now. So we enjoyed it. She enjoyed it. She loved it. Uh, about 1981, the car got to the point where it needed a lot of repair. It needed new tires, needed new bushings, front end parts, shocks, batteries. I mean, it just needed everything. A new carburetor. It was really hard to start. Didn't run very well. My mom couldn't really afford to have it fixed at the time, so we parked it. We parked it in the garage behind our house. At that same time, I had about a 1979 or 1980 Chevrolet Impala that I told my mom I would give it to her if she would give me the Buick. And I told her at the same time that I wanted to keep the Buick in the family. I didn't want anything to happen to it, and I wanted to eventually get it back on the road again. Well, she was excited for two reasons. One, she had a very nice car, very dependable car, and she also had that feeling that the Buick wasn't going away, that it would always be in the family. Well, unfortunately, it sat in that garage for a long time. The work that I had moved me all over the country. I moved from Lexington, Kentucky to Louisville, Kentucky to Dallas to Minnesota to Kansas City to Seattle, back to Dallas. Well, about the time I got back to Dallas, I was there for a while and I wanted to get the Buick back to where I could work on it. But unfortunately, about that same time in the year 2000, my mom passed away. So we had to settle up the estate, we had to empty out the house, we had to sell the house, we had to do a lot of things to get the estate set in the right situation. So I hired a transport company to bring the car to me in Dallas. I put it in my garage. We had a three car garage at the time, so I put it in the garage, and with the help of my three kids, we worked on it. We pulled the engine out of it, the transmission, did a lot of degreasing, put all new front end parts on it, put all new gas lines, new brake lines, all new brakes, new gas tank, completely sealed the underneath of the car and rust proofed it. And so as far as that, it's in pretty good shape. Um, Unfortunately, I went through a divorce, and I also lost my job about the same time. And that was when I moved back to Kentucky. So it's about 8 years ago, I moved back to Kentucky. So I moved everything except the Buick. I had taken the Buick to a body shop there in Texas, and I made the big mistake of telling the auto body person, great guy, love him to death, to take your time. Well, he did. 8 years later, I finally prodded him to get it ready. He did a great job on it. The car, you will see it here in a little bit, but the car is beautiful as far as paint, body work, and all that. Unfortunately, though, the person that took the car completely apart to paint it left the company, and he didn't have anyone with any expertise to put the car back together. He told me he could eventually get it back together, but I was actually tired of waiting, and I wanted to bring the car home so I could get started on it. So about a year ago, I went to Texas, rented a trailer, and I brought it back. Brought it all the way back to Bowling Green, where it sits in the garage right now. So I'm going to eventually start on getting it back together, but I need your all's help. I would love it if you all would come to Bowling Green. We'll show you some of that Kentucky hospitality. You will enjoy the area. Hopefully we can go out to, well, not hopefully, we will go out to the Corvette Museum. We can go out to Beach Bend Park. Bruno, maybe you can bring one of your cars and race it out there while you're here. There's just a lot of stuff that we could do to have fun here. I have a lot of parts for it. I have a lot of pictures of it. I was going to show you this as well. I have the original bill of sale and the window sticker here that came on the car back in 1967. And I have shop manuals that we could use to work on it. And like I said, I have a lot of new parts that we could put on it. But basically what needs to be done is just put back together. The engine needs a rebuild. What I plan to do is have a shop work over the engine, and if need be, I can get them to rebuild the engine and have it all ready to put in. But I know that Joe, you're the guy that likes to rebuild engines, or maybe not likes to, but you're very good at it. So please come and help me. Please make my mom so proud, looking down on her car back on the street again. And I also have one other thing that I would like to accomplish with this, but my primary goal is to get it back on the road and make my mom proud and look down on us and say, wow, he said he would do it, and he did it, and our old Buick is back on the road again. But I have a 50-year high school reunion. I know, I don't look it. I look more than 50, but I would love to drive that car to Lexington, Kentucky for my high school reunion and see the faces of those people who thought that car was long, long gone and remembered it from the days that I used to drive it around, or my mom used to drive it around. That would be awesome. The reunion's in about a year and a half, and it'd be awesome we get it done for that. So Kingster, Ronnie, Cy, Bruno, Joe, Heather, please come to Bowling Green. I'll show you the greatest time. I think this will be a good episode for you all. I enjoy your show so much, and I just love to have you here and show you some great hospitality. So thank you, Garage Squad, for listening to it. Next thing I want to do is take you over and show you the car, show you the garage, and give you a quick review of it. Thank you very much. Hey, Garage Squad. Told you I'd bring you out in the garage and let's see the Buick. There it is. Like I said, the body work has been done great. It's all original, maroon bottom, white top. The seats I have in another garage, but they're in great shape, and as I said earlier, it's only got 79,000 miles on it, so it's not bad. I got a new grill for it, new radiator, new fan shroud. Over there, and those boxes are all the rubber gaskets that go in it. And like I said too in the previous one, lots of work have been done on brakes, suspension, all new suspension parts, all new brake parts, all new gas lines, brake lines, and all that, so it's stuff you don't have to worry about as a safety feature. And I've been collecting parts. So that's pretty much it. I was going to show you the inside. Look at that floorboard. Isn't that beautiful? That's what helps when you keep it in a garage in Kentucky for a long time. Unfortunately, when it was down in Texas, he left it outside. The dash cracked. I'm not too worried about that. Those steering wheels, I doubt if you could find one that didn't crack. But really good shape. I have all that molding. We can always turn the car sideways, put the motor in, get plenty of room in here. This is an oversized 2.5 car garage. And I got lots of tools too. I've got sandblaster, air compressors, jacks, battery chargers, quite a few parts here to help out on it. And oh, here's boxes of parts. There's 3 or 4, 5, 6 boxes there. Some more out front. I have some more over at the storage place. There's the door cards, as the guy on Wheeler Dealer likes to call them. And there's the Star Wars air cleaner. There's some air filters. There's a brand new not a Holly carburetor, a new Rochester carburetor. I was able to go to a store and buy it right off the shelf. The chrome is in great shape. A lot of it's here in the trunk. All I have to do is just clean it up. Trunk's in great shape. Everything about it is in good shape except just putting it back together. So that's what I need some help on, is just getting the car back together, getting it on the road, and being a happy boy for a project that's been going on way, way, way too long. But I think we're doing it right. And by the way, I got the TV on, and there's some really good show on it. I think y'all have seen it before. It's one of those auto shows where they take people that are kind of distressed and need some work done on their cars and help them out. So I was hoping it would be on when I had the camera going, but you'll see it here in a minute. I think that's about all. I got a refrigerator over here. Oh, by the way, I always want to thank my fans. There's one big one there. There's a great big one there. That's a big A fan. I got heating. I got air conditioning. So if you ever get to a point where you don't want to come because it's either too hot or too cold, we'll get this garage cranked down. Well, there y'all are. You're helping that lady out with her truck, and that turned out to be an awesome deal. So thank you guys. Come on down to Bowling Green, or come on over, or come up, whichever direction you're coming. And please help me out. I need the help. Thanks.